Welcome back to Declivated Gaming. Today in Hero Wars Alliance, we're going to look at Hero's Way and the changes. So, basically, we have Hero's Way and we have the Season Pass. Now, with that, I thought things were going to look better. I thought things were going to look up for us, but it doesn't seem that way. In fact, when you look at the feats, they're very similar to what we had before. But it seems harder for me to finish some of them based upon the way other things lay out. It's going to take a little used to doing these tasks every day again, like we did before. I mean, it is what it is. I should have waited to do the tower last night, but I did not. And there are just things like that. But what I have problems with are the ones like upgrade the was it Sparks of Power, Gift of the Elements. Upgrade Gift of the Elements 9 times. Well, if you're going to ask me to do that 9 times in a week, now in a week it's one thing, I guess, but it seems like it was less than 7 days before we did that again, and it just going to get to a point where it just won't work. And I don't like that. It won't work. And what I mean by that is the opportunity to level up Titans isn't good enough to support raising the gift of the elements 9 times, 3 or 4 times in a month. You start thinking about that. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times. Even if you just took the lowest one at 250, you're looking at a great amount of these Sparks of Power, and they're hard to get. And so I'm not sure. That's a good thing to do. Now I did get the pass. Why did I get the Guardian's Way pack? Because I normally do. But these rewards are not very good. Not like they was before. Now I can maybe due to inflation in the game. They are comparable in some way, but I would think if you had lesser less rewards, it would be easier to get. Does that make sense? It's just like when you look at it. Oh, I went back off of it. When you look at it, it's the feats under this tab. I know this is like the second time in a week we've had fight one time in Green Arena. 7 different times. And we had yesterday was Arena, I think, and it just really isn't. I don't think it's feasible to do this anymore. Not the way this is laid out, and not if you're trying to get ahead in your arenas. I mean, right now I'm ranked 28. When you look at my journal, I finished number 1. And so when you look at this, and if you can get to the top in 5 battles, you'll have to spend emeralds in order to fight the next 3 times. And I don't know exactly what happens when you lose. I imagine if you lose, you'll go back to that spot and somebody else takes yours. I mean, that's my thought process on it. And so when we look at this, I don't like that. Well, when people wanted the Heroes way back, I think they wanted something a little simpler that they could play and get decent rewards. But this is, I think, like throwing sand in the ocean. I don't think it's going to be worth it. Now, the season pass, in turn, again, I have the basic. And you'd say, well, why did you go on that? Because I like this 2 times emerald and 2 times energy restore. You get doubled energy, and so I like that because it helps me to go a little further. Now that's basically all I'm going to be able to benefit from when you look at this, because I'm not going to get. I've not gotten the Hero's Way certificate. I don't think, maybe once, and I'm not going to get the skin, which that bothers me. but I'm just not going to be able to do it. I mean, there's just no way unless you spend a ton, and I'm not going to spend it. I'm not going to do it. So I think if you're going to have these things, which I understand there's a free version, and I appreciate that as well, that there are free versions of these, but at some point you have to go back and say, is it really worth to do some of these things, and what is it doing to the game? What is it doing to the game? I mean, if somebody is trying to pay back the developers by getting a pass, giving them some money because you appreciate the game, and I think it's okay. I think we should do that every now and again. But why make it to where it doesn't make any sense to do it, or you do it and the consumers don't feel appreciated because they've done it? Now, that's my thought on it. It has more to do with appreciation. Somebody should not have buyer's guilt for spending $5 on the game. It should, and you say, well, it's only $5. Yeah, but there's buyer's remorse on that. And what happens, it causes people to quit. I would much rather have 1 million people, okay, 100,000 people. This is 100,000 people. I would much rather have 100,000 people spending $5 on a game than 10,000 people spending $10 on a game. I mean, it's a $400,000 difference. So I don't think it makes good business sense. But I also don't. It makes people feel unappreciated because, and I know you can play the game for free and all of that, and I know there's going to be some people like that, and that's fine. You don't have to spend money in the game. I'm not saying to you. You don't have to enjoy the game. But what I'm thinking is there should be appreciation for somebody who is willing to do that. They should feel appreciated, not used and abused. That's my thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts about the Hero's Way and the season pass? Do you find it is a step backwards on where they should be? Do you think it's a good business move? Again, the game's a business. A business owns it. We play it as a game. A business owns it. So there is that. I mean, it is. We are consumers of a game. Is it a good business move? What do you think would make this better? What do you think would make that better? And be reasonable. What do you think? Leave some comments. Let's start this conversation. I'm curious to know what everybody else thinks about it. And we've been in this about a little over half a month, and that's my thoughts on it. For whatever it's worth. Okay, guys. Like the video if you like it. Leave comments. Start that conversation. I'd like to see what you guys think as well. Any videos you'd like me to make in the future, go ahead and write those down in there. I am going to start a live stream somewhere about the 7th. Somewhere about the 7th of October. I can give you guys some details on that. As it gets closer, that way you guys can know what's going on. And maybe you can be with us. It maybe you can't. I don't know where everybody watches this from. I know that I can look and get some schematics, but I don't know where everybody's watching this from. And I'd much rather make it to where people who are watching the videos regular have the ability to participate. If somebody's not watching it regular, I mean, I'd like for them to watch and keep up, but I want those who are regular to participate, be able to be there, participate, and we can talk about Hero Wars, the good, bad, ugly, things of that nature. Okay, guys, and until next time, we'll catch you in the arena.